she wanted to call in and bring something to our attention. And if you want to start moving over to that stuff, we can
move over to that. And this is something that's in the zeitgeist right now and being talked about much.
Just have this can of wax beans here.
Have a little wax beans with this, and we will.
Yeah, so this will be my sister calling in now. She calls in once in a while with her concerns. She's got a child who's a little older than one, but she's kind of already thinking about in a few years when he's going to be going to state mandated re-education centers, and
AKA public schooling.
Yeah, and this has been a discussion I guess she's wanted to have with a whole bunch of people.
I mean, I can see the concern.
So what?
Absolutely. But yeah, hello. You are on with Tom and Benny. What's up?
Hey guys, it's me, self-appointed president of the People's Republic of Radioville.
Okay.
All right. I hope you're going to do better than this. Not that. I'm saying I hope our educational system in Radioville is better attuned to what the people want than this segment we're about to look at.
Don't worry.
All right.
Don't worry. I'm already at Tom. We'll talk later, but you are actually Secretary of Education under the new regime.
Good.
So,
all right.
Yeah. We'll talk about your compensation later.
All right. So here's what a couple screenshots of something she had sent.
Katie, do you want to introduce us to what's going on here? Because you sent us a bunch of stuff. What do we go to first?
Well, this is the first.
So. Oh, okay. So let me just fill in our listeners on what exactly is going on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was scrolling through Facebook the other day, and I came across an outraged citizen post in one of my local groups. I live in Lockport, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago, for those of you who are international.
Yes.
And so I was in the Lockport group, and there was an outraged citizen that posted that there will be a meeting at one of the local schools that's just around the corner from my house, just a few blocks away, about the new sex education curriculum that is being introduced in Illinois.
Okay. So, and this is for, I think, those as young as kindergarten, right?
As young as kindergarten. So I started to look it up. So I sent you guys some screenshots of the curriculum itself.
Yes.
Which is outlined in pretty basic stuff.
Yeah, here, we'll go over that.
I started to do some, we'll go over that. But I started to do some research, and it turns out that this law was passed in August of 2021. So that's a year and 4 months ago. And the law, I think it's called Senate Bill 818.
Yeah, we can look at that if you want to. I have that here. Let me throw that up for you while you can go ahead. Sorry.
Sure. So basically what it is just a new sexual health, they're calling it, which is what we used to call sex ed curriculum. And it's being introduced across the state of Illinois. The bill is kind of confusing, as are all bills.
Go on.
And I tried to read, but who can read this fucking legal
actually,
shit?
let's go through this a little bit. I'm going to take us off of here, and let me just read through this just real quick. Okay, Governor signs two bills updating sex education standards for K through 12 schools, and then it's an update. Blah blah blah. The Governor Pritzker signed Bill 818 into law. Now. The bill creates two new sections within the Illinois School Code on sex education at 105 ILCS 527.9 1A and 27-91B, addressing comprehensive personal health and safety education and comprehensive sexual health education and consent education. The new section set forth standards for the school districts that elect to provide instruction in these areas, as noted above. The existing laws. So this is what you're saying is, like, when you try and read through some of this shit, it's like it's immediately mind numbing. And
I already wasn't listening.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm on this show and I'm trying.
It's mind-numbing. So, but I read many different things, because you can't just trust what some asshole is posting on Facebook.
Exactly. Yeah. No,
you can, and I do, and I always do, and you guys are that asshole. So,
But that's a good point.
So I read a lot of things. So what it basically boils down to is that these, I think it's 12 points. It's 12 or 13 points that I sent you guys that are the curriculum.
Yes.
That is the actual curriculum
Okay,
that is being introduced.
Okay,
Should I read through some of these?
I have it right here too. I can.
Okay, yeah. So this is the
it's kinda
first
small
one.
on the screen,
Go
but,
ahead. I can read.
K through 2. Number 1, identify different kinds of families. Example: nuclear, single parent, blended, intergenerational, cohabitating, adoptive, foster, same gender, interracial. They have to. Why do they have to define interracial? That's creepy.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I
how
mean,
about you
I think they
mind
just
your own
probably
business.
mean that there's like, here's all these different tyes of families. You're in kindergarten.
Sure.
This is it. You know,
I mean,
that's totally
something
fine.
about that seems weird, but I guess I guess see when we were kids, they were kind of just doing the like, everybody's fine, don't be mean to each other thing, you know. But for some reason, that wasn't good enough, I guess.
No.
But so then in there, you also had blended, intergenerational. Is that like your?
I think grandmother,
your
like if your
mom and grandma.
Yeah.
or like,
if like your grandparents are raising you or something. I think
cohabitating, is that non-married?
probably.
Yeah.
Adoptive, we get that.
Okay,
Foster,
so none of these are
none of these.
that crazy.
No.
Then number 2,
No, they're great.
Number
They're
2, you
fine.
got define gender, gender identity, and gender role stereotypes for kindergartners through second grade.
This is fucking.
This is what we were talking about with your niece, how she had kind of been through a curriculum like this. And
Yeah.
what is she, like 11 or 12 now?
She is now, yeah.
But she still had no idea what the fuck they were trying to talk about in there.
No.
She goes, and I know I've brought this up before, but
Yeah.
she said one of the most hilarious things I've ever heard in my life. She goes, we had a teacher that was whatever, like, bi-nonary. So she clearly has no idea what they're trying to fucking tell. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like, that's her level of
And she was like 12 or something.
yeah,
Like,
but
she
they
was
don't.
like way older.
This is
than
the thing. They're
kindergarten.
they're not fucking worried about this shit.
This is the thing. Is it's
Right.
not a concern, and
Yeah.
also somebody in kindergarten, first grade or second grade, they're not going to. There's adults that argue about gender gender roles and gender stereotypes and defining gender. This is not something that they're going to be. They're still trying to understand shapes.
Yeah.
They're trying to
Right.
get spatial recognition. That's
Yeah.
what they need to be tactile shit.
I mean,
They need to get-
simple algebra is a stretch at this age, you know? Like,
And really, to kind of play devil's advocate, even though I fucking hate everything that we're just about to talk about, like, learning about the differences between genders does happen at kindergarten level. Like,
Sure,
that
I have a
absolutely
penis.
should be
Yeah,
happening.
it's kindergarten cop.
You know,
Tom says proudly.
it's kindergarten cop.
I've
Boys
got a
have. We
penis.
talked about this last time I called in. Boys have a penis. Girls have a
Yeah,
vagina.
like that
I'm
is
sorry,
something that
you know?
happens at that age. You start understanding, like, oh wait, I'm
Yeah.
not like this. Their girls are different than me. Yeah, so you do understand that. But my point is not on a socio, like a social understanding.
Well, once
of
you
the
get to-
implications.
Right.
Yeah.
that's
The
not
language
something.
in this curriculum is what I have an issue with in this particular section. The language that they're using, gender identity, just, come on.
Okay.
All right.
You know, but so really the K through 2 section is okay.
It's okay.
although
It seems.
we will get to some points I have about this later, but
All right, and then they're going to name the body parts, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
naming the body
So
parts, whatever,
grades-
Yeah. So list medically accurate names for body parts,
Yeah.
including the genitals.
including the genitals.
Yeah. Now, I
mean,
I
that's-
don't. It's
yeah, whatever.
but I don't know if that's the job of the school. That's the parents
Right.
that
And
want
that's
to
what
figure
Tom,
out how
I
you
also-
want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
Ultimately,
kid
I would like
doesn't
to
know
get
what
to
his
that
penis
point,
is
and we
called
should
till he's like
discuss that for
14.
sure.
Like,
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
All right. Anyways, let's move on to grades 3 through 5. Explain common human sexual development and the role of hormones, romantic, sexual feelings, masturbation, mood swings, timing of what does it say?
Pubertal
Pubertal.
Oh, I thought okay. Yeah, pubertal onset. I don't think I've ever seen that word before.
Well,
Anyways,
don't let it
Sounds like
cut
I
yourself.
have every day.
That's a word that's very useful in my world. Describe the role of hormones. Sorry.
We were just to interject. This is grades 3 through 5.
Yeah.
You start third grade when you're 8.
Yeah.
Right,
8-year-old. Yeah.
Describe the role hormones play in the physical, social, cognitive, and emotional changes during adolescence and the potential role of hormone blockers on young people who identify as transgender.
All right.
Okay?
Now, so let's stop right there.
Yeah.
Now, without the transgender shit, describe the role hormones play in the physical, social, cognitive, and emotional changes. Hey, they're 8.
Yeah, dude.
They're not in
shit.
fucking college.
And talk about putting ideas in
And also,
people's
who
heads.
the fuck
Jesus
says
Christ.
you were correct about this?
Yeah.
Right.
Where is it said that a teacher that got a fucking 2-year degree in fucking, you know what I mean, in early childhood bullshit is qualified to even themselves know the intricacies of these subjects, much less imparted onto some absolutely impressionable mind. This is
besides socially and scientifically, I think at the very least it's fair to say that the jury is still out on most of this.
Yeah, there's
So
a heated debate nationally going on a national stage currently. So maybe hold off on this and let parents address it the way they fucking want to do. Okay, but anyways, then you get into then it's like, and potential role of hormone blockers on young people. Hey, they're 8.
Why is that a big part of the curriculum?
Yeah,
That's
teach
weird.
them addition, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, man.
Our
An
schools are
8-year-old
failing.
doesn't know what the word hormone blockers
No,
mean.
nor should
they. Don't
they.
know what adolescence is. They don't know anything. They're 8.
Over
They're
the
an
co-
idiot.
when
They're
you're-
running around shooting each other with Nerf guns. They're
Yes.
idiots.
Well, and when you're 8, like there's going to be 2 or 3 kids in that class that year are going to piss their pants in class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They still, There's some of them that pull their pants down at the urinal all the way to their feet because they haven't
Still.
realized how stupid it is yet.
Right. And that the rest of us are mocking
Yeah,
them.
and then
Yeah.
everyone's pointing at them behind their back, looking like, "Dude, Jimmy, what the fuck is
It was
he
a
doing,
weird thing.
man?"
Yeah, like haven't you seen the rest of us do this?
Yeah.
Like what
Those
are you doing?
kids that lingered in doing that, you're like, "No,
Yeah.
dude, what do your ass is out, Jimmy.
Right, yeah.
You're fucking, you're 8 now. Come on."
Weird, yeah. All right,
Shore
so
it up,
then you got define and explain differences between cisgender, transgender, gender non-binary, gender expansive, which I never even heard of that, and gender identity. Explain that gender expression and gender identity exist along a spectrum.
Again,
debatable.
Again, debatable. Again, not factual.
science. This isn't
not
science. This is what you call the soft sciences of the humanities in universities, and these are not based on data. These are based on, you know what I mean. There's data points
Feeling.
that but these are subjective sciences. This is not something that is concrete enough to be espousing as fact. That's why there's a fucking heated debate going on about it in society.
I don't get why it's become so fucking important to people to like teach their kids this, you know? Like this is very odd. I don't know. I mean, on their side, they're going to say, well, bigotry has run rampant in this country, and we're just trying to make sure the next generation is more compassionate.
Inclusivity.
DEI. Anyways.
But it's neither side listens to each other, so who cares?
Yeah. All right, what was number 4?
Differentiate between sexual orientation and gender identity.
That's fine.
I guess, but again, they don't need to be knowing that yet. I don't.
No,
Seems
not at
weird.
8 years old.
8,
not
9,
even at
and
11
10.
years
No,
old.
I know, this
so
is not-
grades 3 through 5 are 8 through 11 years old.
Okay, now
11 years old is too young.
Yeah, 8, 9, and 10, I think, is pretty much where you're at. Okay, so
moving on to
moving
grades
on
6
to
through 8.
grades 6 through 8.
Number 1, define vaginal, oral, and anal sex. Now, let me just tell you right now, in that age group, you don't need to help them they know what that is.
Yeah, and also
that's all they talk about.
Yeah.
Like, that's,
you're telling you're mocking people and saying that they do it with their mom or they're doing it with their fucking dog
dude,
or something.
That age group is literally the grossest people on the planet.
Yeah, they're just
they're fucking.
But here's
they're
the thing,
saying
they
shit
don't
you would not
understand why.
believe.
Like they don't, and they're not going to. That's the point.
No, they're just fucking around.
Yeah, let them learn. Let them experience. I'm going to just stop us for 1 second. I don't want to. But anyone that understands education in a fucking rudimentary level knows that when you're a young person, you learn by experience. You do not learn by being told things. You have to learn.
Yeah.
You can't learn. This is why people like kids that don't have interaction with other people are so developmentally behind other ones, because you can tell people shit all day. In fact, even as an adult, you don't really learn well by being told something. You have to do things. You have to learn. You have to experience things.
Some people are that way, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just this is such silly. I don't know. But go on. So.
Well, yeah, and like I said, I mean, I don't know if the idea is like, well, they're learning it anyways, because like I said, I don't know that there's many 12-year-olds out there in the world that don't know what this is. Like, you know, I mean, so maybe it's the idea like, well, they're going to find out about it anyways. It's like when they used to give us condoms. Like, well, they're fucking anyways. They might as well have condoms,
Yeah, I
And then that
suppose.
was a big controversy.
And then nobody used them
and it
because
was
who
just
cares?
like, your people were blowing them up, and filling them with water and shit, and like whatever.
Yeah. Keeping it in your wallet for 8 years.
And everybody was getting pregnant and syphilis.
Yes.
All right, number 2. Define sexual identity and explain a range of identities related to sexual orientation: heterosexual, bisexual, lesbian, gay, queer, two-spirit. What? Asexual, pansexual. Okay.
No.
It just gets more weird as it
gets
goes along.
First of all,
Yeah.
pansexual is not a thing. That's just gay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or bi or whatever, you
like
know,
all of
like
this is pretty gay.
pansexual is just bi.
Yeah, if you ask
That's
us,
it.
all of this is pretty gay. Let's
Yeah.
just be honest.
Yeah, it's queer. I mean, that's the same thing.
Yeah, just say queer then. If you
You know.
want to make an umbrella term that queer, that's one thing I don't understand about this whole argument on that on this. Is they've already said, if you don't know, just say queer because that encompasses all of them. Okay, well, you just say queer then.
Yeah.
Why do you have to be
Yeah.
so narcissistic to have everyone fucking know your exact sexuality? Shut the fuck up and just be queer. That's
Right.
fine. Nobody
Right.
cares in 2023.
Nobody's going to smear you anymore.
Yeah, we're not smearing the queer.
Yeah, remember that was what we called the game? Like,
yeah.
smear the
Yeah.
queer. I think that came from days that like queer didn't even mean gay. I think it was just
No,
the
it
odd
was the
man out.
odd man out.
Yeah, right.
Smear the queer.
Anyways, okay.
All right, number 3.
Number
three.
3 on this one is what I take particular exception to on grades 6 through 8, but go ahead.
Okay, listed at least 4 methods of contraception that are available without a prescription: abstinence, condoms, emergency contraception, withdrawal.
Pull out, game strong.
I thought withdrawal was off the. I thought that was not a effective. Like, aren't most of us products of the withdrawal?
Yes.
I think that's why there's people walking all over every fucking inch of the planet is because of the withdrawal. I'm pretty sure. Like,
Yeah, this sounds like a fucking Seinfeld bit.
yeah. So,
My withdrawal's not good, Jerry.
yeah, right.
I never been good at the withdrawal.
I'm not a He's not a withdrawer.
Yeah. Well, what can I say, buddy?
Hey,
None of us like the withdrawal.
my buddy Bob Sacramento used to withdraw. Sorry. All right. Let's go on to grades 9 through 12.
All right,
yes?
9 through 12.
Differentiate between sex assigned at birth, gender identity, and gender expression. This all just is kind of one revolving weird thing of like, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to keep
harping on
track of.
something.
Like, I don't know what exactly they're on about.
But now in grades 9 through 12, you're well aware of everyone's fucking, there's people that are doing everything. And especially now.
Yeah. Now especially, yeah. Like already when we were kids,
Yeah, there were
I
gay
think
kids.
I think like 16 was probably
I could
late
say names.
even to be like losing your virginity, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now,
so
don't
who
look at me
knows what
like
it's
that.
like now? I don't know, But no, I've had people tell me like they started having sex at 12, And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, no, I think I was like 16-ish or something, but yeah.
Well, depends on what we call
But I felt like I was fucking really lame by that point. I was like, this is fucking stupid. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but okay, sorry. go on.
Anyways,
We don't have to
whatever.
talk about that.
Pretty soon we're on their side. Like, you know what?
Full back.
Okay, so then identify factors that impact the risk of unintended pregnancy. All right, this is all old shit. STDs.
Yeah,
This is fine.
This stuff is okay.
Yeah.
and
That
like,
I think
grade-
is yeah. Go on.
High school kids are still children. However, by this point, the issue that I have, and what this all boils down to, is, and I was talking to Uncle Dennis about this very thing earlier. You mentioned Uncle Dennis earlier, but
Yes.
the government is trying to take away more and more and more of what should be happening in the home.
I agree.
So these
they always have been.
discussions should be between families.
Yes.
Always.
Yeah.
We
And
don't.
they always should be. And I know that very, very many children do not have loving, supportive families
Sure.
that won't teach them these things. And then where do they learn it from?
Bunch of
but
crazy
is it
blue
our
ears.
job?
Right.
Is it our job to subject every child, regardless of their situation, to things that may not be appropriate or not appropriate?
Yeah, in
for
your
them?
worldview. Because this is what, that's the thing is like it seems like a state-sponsored adoption of parenting, and nobody.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone should be on board with the state taking the parental role.
Right.
That doesn't
Right.
make much sense to me. Now, what you said, is, I understand that there are going to be kids that aren't going to learn this in their home, and so that has to be addressed. But what happens if you don't want it addressed this way with your child? I mean, I guess you could opt out. We had those permission slips.
Opt out. So so there's the option, Vinny, I sent you the list. There's the option for, and you don't have to pull it up because it's a really long list, but there's the option for the school district itself to opt out of this program.
Yeah.
There's some confusing reports about whether or not that opt-out will stand for the following school year or not. I couldn't really figure that out. Some people are saying it's going to be in full effect for every school district in Illinois next year, regardless of if they opt out or not. But I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But then there is, if the school district opts in, there is always the option for the parents to opt out. What if the parent misses that email, though? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's set up in a way that it doesn't seem like it's very...
And regardless of if they have the option to opt out, is it the school's job to be teaching?
Yeah, is the parent? It's again.
Especially stuff that goddamn good and well that nobody agrees on all of this. You know what I mean?
Nobody agrees on all this, and also, I don't know how. I would never be comfortable with a stranger describing a sexual act to my child.
Yes.
Yeah, it just seems like a thing that's unnecessary.
It seems,
how is that not the creepiest thing? I feel like it's fucking creepy.
Now, what about when we were kids and we would go to, they called it Robert Crown. It was the Robert Crown, sex learning center or whatever. Was that
I talked about this with Andrea the other day, and here's what I remember learning at Robert Crown. I remember learning about tampons, about wearing deodorant, and about that boys get boners.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
those
all
are
I
fine
remember
things.
learning.
Those are just
I remember we went there when we were 11, 12, and it was very this is how the body is set up, and this is the mechanics of a sexual whatever.
Deviant.
This is how it works. But then they would also take you to a drug one. That one was great. That where they would have. I remember at the Robert Crown Drug Center, they had a glass enclosed. It was like a room enclosed with a glass window. It was sealed off like some kind of museum or something. But it was they had recreated a heroin addict's bathroom.
Oh,
yeah. It just looked like my bathroom when I was 25 and I wasn't even on heroin.
Everybody's just shitty bathroom,
burn marks everywhere, and fucking cigarettes and fucking.
I mean, that's a hell of a still life.
Garbage all over. Oh, dude, it was awesome.
I would have done some photography on it.
If I had been a little older, I would have been stoned as hell looking in there. This is cool.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, no. So they would take us to those things. I guess it was all very clinical, right?
Well, this is a problem.
I don't think they ever said anything about homosexuals or anything. Yeah.
Which
Nothing.
look, I don't.
No, because what Andrea pointed out to me the other day is that the law used to be in Illinois that the schools could only teach abstinence. So there was no mention of sex at all because they weren't allowed to teach it because they're children. And why would you be teaching them?
Well, yeah, I guess now, like you said earlier, devil's advocate is because they're going to be fucking anyways. And so might as well have them at least have some sort of groundwork laid out so they can navigate it a little bit easier. But my question is I have two things is one, we've seen the tendency of many teachers to impart their own philosophy on these things. This is not, there's no shortage. There's a reason that the Libs of TikTok Twitter account was doxxed because they're very mad about people being shown what they actually think. And it seems like a lot of teachers right now think that they're doing the essential work by sneaking, their opinions in unbeknownst to the parents.
We've seen a lot of videos of it.
Yeah, and it's just over and over. I mean, you can watch the 15-second videos for a day and a half and just never So my first thing is is this a clinical thing? I doubt it because it's most likely going to be according to the bias of the teacher, and this is something that we've seen is sort of skewed in a particular direction in education right now. Anyways. The second thing is this thing that you brought up, this opt-out thingy. It does seem, it's hard to read right here, but if you opt out, my question would be this. Let me just go back. We've seen there's like famous cases of people's children being taken from them because they wouldn't administer hormone therapy for them because they said, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl. And DCFS comes in and takes the kid away. And now this is not a widespread thing. This is these are isolated
cases. Yeah.
Yes,
but still, it's
happened.
Yeah.
It has happened, and it's happened more than it should. I mean, it should be zero. So, in that context,
it should be zero.
What is the pressure on a parent that doesn't actually want this to go on to be like, well, fuck it, I can't be that parent that's like, then I'm looked at like I'm a fucking homophobe or I'm a transphobe, and now this stigma is placed on me socially, and what the how? So now what are they going to do? They're going to be like, I guess I got to.
Great point.
Yeah,
that's a great point. I was in the comment section reading, and there's people fighting back and forth, and one woman said, I feel like everybody that's against this curriculum is just homophobic and transphobic.
Yeah. It's Bolshevism.
Where are you getting that
it's
from,
Bolshevism.
What I'm against is children being taught about sex at all by strangers.
Yes.
That's it.
And also, it's become such a fucking obsession, though. You would think that if there was this much pushback on something that is not technically essential education, it's not arithmetic, it's not fucking language arts.
Yeah,
you would think that if there was this much pushback and controversy, they'd just be like, you know what, that's okay, you can do it then. But instead, there's this. Exactly. They dig their heels in. They subvert things. They sneak things in. And it's like, well, now you're making people think they are right in assuming you're trying to indoctrinate children. You know what I mean?
Right.
It paints a fucking picture that is sort of hard to ignore. And so then it's like, well, if I recognize these facts and come to this conclusion that seems somewhat logical, then I hate gay people? Is that what you're fucking trying to say? Like, you don't get to say that. You can't. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that kind of leads me into, I was looking over the list of school districts that have opted in for this curriculum and those that have opted out. Okay. And I didn't do the actual numbers, but just looking at the list,
sure,
I would say 95% or more opted out.
Oh, out. Really?
Out. No shit.
Out.
Okay, so that is telling.
So it was broken down by county, and I did.
Well, let me guess. The ones closer to the city opted in, and then the ones a little further away from the city opted out for the most part.
So, yeah, pretty much. So, surprisingly, here are, literally there are entire counties where none of the school districts opted in at all. Cook County, which obviously is the most populated county in Illinois, with the most school districts, with the most children, had 7 school districts that opted in.
Oh, wow. Really? That's surprising.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Only 7 out of the, 50 or so school districts that they have.
I like how we just automatically assumed all the educators were on board with it.
Right. And this is what I'm saying is that they're not. So now, and you can look at DuPage County, which is where we're from. I don't live there now, but that's where we are from. In DuPage County, which is significantly smaller than Cook County, significantly less populated, although still very populated, but significantly less.
Second most populated.
5 school districts opted in. So, I didn't, like I said, I didn't do the math, but that is a higher percentage of kids in DuPage County that will be.
Percent-wise,
curriculum, which I don't know why. I have no idea why that.
That's interesting. Though.
I mean, it's kind of a wealthier county. A lot of liberal.
It's just a more liberal.
Where I live in Will County, I think 1 school district opted in, and then all of the rural and southern Illinois counties were basically
they said no.
Nothing.
Hell no.
They're like,
and most of the
get your butt plugs out of my school.
Yeah. Most of the school districts that chose to do this curriculum were high schools, although there were several elementary schools, including one in Westmont and Clarendon Hills, which is, just for relation, that's like from really close to where Finney lives.
Yeah.
And which is kind of creepy to me. What is an elementary school, adopting this curriculum for?
I don't know, but it's surprising though that many only that many opted in. That does show sort of a changing of
that
the
does surprise
winds.
me, and it almost makes me
that's
think
what
we
I'm
should
saying.
reserve our outrage until we've received all the information necessary.
But this has kind of been a little bit of my point. So a lot of people are outraged, and very, very many school districts have not responded. So they had technically until August 1st of 2022 to respond, and many did not respond. So Vinny and I plan on attending a meeting that's here in Lockport.
Oh, I'll be there.
Really close to, Tom, please come to.
Now, I have some
really
ideas about, what do you think of this? I think I should be wearing a disguise just so that I know what I'm up to. All right, go ahead.
Anyway, it's going to be a meeting. So there's a school district here where I live that has not chosen to either opt in or out. The superintendent has invited parents and people in the community to come to the school to talk about it, which I think is actually a pretty cool thing to do.
Kudos to that
it's
gentleman or lady.
Actually, instead of just choosing, they're asking the parents.
Well, this is, to me, that seems sort of self-evident that should be the way it goes. You know what I mean? I know you're saying we're kind of lauding this dude for making a choice that, to me, would seem self-evident, but somehow it has become anything but. And that's cool. And I think maybe we'll probably see more and more of school boards just being like, okay, wait a minute, what are we doing? We're fucking, everyone hates us. Half the people. Yeah. So hopefully that's
although there are going to be those.
Sorry, I was going to say,
there are going to be those people like that guy that we remember, that guy that you guys showed that was on his video, that fucking mustache guy that looked like a Muppet.
Oh yeah, with the butt plugs. Yeah. Captain Butt Plug.
Drag queens coming to his school and talking about butt plugs and stuff.
Yeah.
There are going to be those people everywhere. But, how is it that if this many counties, school districts have opted out, how did this law get passed? Why is it a law if the majority of these schools are saying we don't want this?
Well,
how did these lawmakers decide? Yeah, this is good.
Well, this is how it happened. The same way, the same reason that comments are disabled on every fucking video about this promoting it. The same reason that fucking YouTube took the thumbs down off, because you saw all of these sort of quote unquote agendas and any video promoting them being overwhelmingly unpopular.
Yeah.
And so they were like, well, we can't have people seeing that because we're still going to be doing it.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, why do you keep wanting to do it?
Right.
Why do you want to do it?
And then you get into the conspiracy fucking realm,
I was going to say, I like how it's gone in our lifetime from, there was when I was a kid, you remember reading about, there was a committee of Southern Baptists in Texas that approved all history textbooks in the country and stuff. And there was everything was
I didn't know that.
whittled down to these super Christian, traditionalist groups. And it's gone fully from that to the far other side.
Just a handoff.
Yeah, dude. And it's weird because I didn't notice any in between. It went directly from crazy Christians in Texas to Common Core. It was what the fuck happened?
Right.
It was never good.
Well, when is that meeting?
February 7th.
Okay.
It's a Tuesday evening. I requested the night off, so you guys better get your gear together and come down to Lockport.
Okay.
Oh shit! I think I'm going to be replacing a door for somebody the next day, which is fine. No, but somebody in the chat.
Bring it with you.
Somebody in the chat. Anyways. Okay. Yeah. No, we should all definitely go there. Now, Vinny has some ideas. He wants to go in disguise.
Yeah.
And cause a ruckus. I'm thinking, for me, I kind of just want to go see how this goes and sort of actually.
I would love to see what that community. I'm part of the community, and I just want to sit back and see how the people,
presumptuous.
Because there's been a pretty even.
Did you get an invite?
Almost even in the comment section underneath these posts. It's
50-50.
Oh, I do.
Oh, shit.
I could see it being a circus. It could be really fun.
Somebody should throw blunt weapons in there at some point. Just let them. You have the option.
Let's just go there and sell weapons.
Yeah. Or no, we'll just provoke. You sit on one side and I'll sit on the other, and we'll fucking provoke the other side and really start getting temperatures ramped up a little, and then see what we can get going. And we're not in a disguise. We're totally serious.
We do this we go sit next to a guy hey, you know what that guy over there was just saying about you, dude? Like, no, seriously,
Oh, yeah.
this guy over here is talking shit about you for like the past 40 minutes to me. Like, no, yeah, just
Oh,
you.
Connie wants to go too. What's the date? If I can go, I will.
February
But yeah, I'm
7th
actually
in
interested in
Lockport.
seeing one of these because I've seen, like little 15, and I never know what the context is. And even if it's something that I would, support my current beliefs or ideas
Sure.
on the subject, I'm still like, yeah, but I don't know how this started. I don't know where it went, whatever. So
Sure.
I am actually interested in seeing if it's civil, you know what I mean? If it does erupt into some sort of yelling match between two factions, or that's interesting. To me.
Yeah.
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 I'm
yeah,
down,
I'm
yeah.
actually pretty excited about
And
it.
I'll be in disguise.
Yeah. Yes. He'll be in a discussion.
Because obviously, if they see me coming, they're going to know what's up. So, we might have a little.
No. Okay. Before you
I
go,
want to make a video of me in a disguise at this meeting.
before you go, what should Vinny's disguise be?
Panama hat
Okay.
and purple dress.
Ooh.
See, this is that Illuminati thing
Wow.
where they try to get you to wear a dress.
Yep.
Then if you
She's part of
refuse, you end up like Martin Lawrence.
Oh wait, she's
Fucking,
on here pushing an agenda so we that fucking then go against it so we get taken down. She's a double agent.
You think we didn't see this coming,
Yeah,
man?
come on,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, yes. All right.
It's all right for me.
All right. Well, fucking A. Yeah, we're
All right,
gonna
well,
we're gonna
yeah,
be there.
More on that
Hell
in the
yeah.
future.
Cool.
Hell yeah. Well,
Well,
thank
thanks for
you.
walking us through that.
Yeah,
I feel
thanks.
a lot less outraged now that I know the whole thing.
I
but-
do actually too. I do actually too.
All right. Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
goodbye.
Bye.
What do we got? Want to do one more quick thing before we get out of here? Because
Yeah.
you had given me some this one.
It's time to choose a topic. What is that?
This one is I was